Okay, we're back, and that is a Breen carrier heading away. The Calcutta, huh? Interesting. That is a winter event ship. Sadly, since I started my dude later, I did not get that ship this year, but I will get it next year. I have the ye olde Enterprise, but refit, so that is pretty good anyway. Let's do spin the wheel next. Spin the wheel. I need your assistance with a rather delicate situation. We have an intelligence operative undercover at Rosanna Station. Her astute observations have given us the edge in several critical engagements in the neutral zone. 22 hours ago, this operative activated an emergency subspace beacon. Zemara would only contact me in this manner if she was about to be discovered by the enemy or her life was in danger. I am understandably concerned. I need you to go to Drozana, find Zemara and assist her. Take her to safety if you have to, but don't blow her cover. If you go in there weapons blazing, you may get her killed. I have accessed your logs. It's been quite some time since you had some shore leave. I suggest you visit Drozana for some downtime. Go to Drozana Station and be a general spy badass. Okay. Accept, and we just need to go to Drozana, which is just next door. Excellent. This should be a short mission, though since I will be reading, it's short if you just skip everything and just do what you need to do. But if I'll be reading the actual mission text, it probably will take longer, sadly. The Rosanna Station is an old Federation deep space station located in the midst of the Federation Klingon neutral zone. Over a century of warfare has taken its toll on the station, which has changed hands many times. It is currently a dilapidated trading hub managed by Ferengi. Okay. These Omega signs usually aren't here. They're Omega particles, part of the event that's running right now. Kind of detracts from the aesthetic of the station, but hey. Welcome to Drozana, USS Grotius. You are cleared for docking. We have everything you'll need for shore leave and a few things that you didn't even know you wanted. Shopping, drinking, dining, entertainment, you'll find it all here. And don't forget the 77th rule of acquisition. If you break it, I'll charge you for it. Okay. Also, if you want to watch some Heroes of Might and Magic 3, again, I suggest checking my YouTube channel. The link should be in the channel, the Twitch channel's description. Not sure where we should start, but intelligence shows that Belan is the Ferengi to talk to if you're looking for information. He is a bartender, so we should look for him in the lounge area. Find and question Belan. Okay. Now, before we go in here, I have to warn you that you might be shocked by the sights and sounds that we see here, because this is a major player hub, and we might see anything from clowns to tentacle monsters and whatever. Luckily, it doesn't seem like there is anyone especially disturbing here right now. Let's see. Hop on the bar, as usual. Howdy! I'm Grimo the Goblin, and I need some information. Welcome to Drozana Station, the home of the finest libations and pleasure this side of Rix. Care to hear about today's specials? Continue. Try the Comet Cocktail, it's out of this world. Tell me about your specials. You've arrived at the right time. It's almost the day of the comet. Uh-oh. Driffin's comet is going to pass close enough to the station to frost the viewports. And this is the only place in the sector where you can celebrate in style. We've got Comet cocktails in keepsake glasses, Comet trail mix, Comet ice cream cores in 47 flavors. So relax, enjoy the games, have a drink and pick up some souvenirs for your crew. You'll probably want to send a few trinkets back home to let the folks know that you were at Drozana Station when the comet arrived. Yeah, so this is a little bit of story. It's not necessary to complete the mission, but it's interesting to know that the comet will be passing extremely close to this station, and these guys are basically trying to cash in on it. Though, from what we know already, the comet is probably going to kill everyone here because of the Davidian invasion that will follow the comet's wake. Whoops. Tell me more about the comet. A crew from a Vulcan science vessel visited a week ago, and they told me that Driffin's comet has a wide elliptical orbit. The last time it was in this area was in 2262. Okay, yeah, 2262, and it won't be back again until 2556. And by then, I'm sure that this crazy war will be over and Drozana Station will be the premier space entertainment venue in the entire galaxy. Sure. It looks like your standard ball of ice and rock to me, but the science geeks are all excited about it. They say it is giving off triolic energy and that it has a high variance of chronoton particles, whatever that means. Me, I see opportunity. Starting now, Days of the Comet. Join in on all of the fun for just a few credits. There's no better place for a good deal and a good time than Drozana Station. Tell me about this station. We've got everything a brave Starfleet officer like yourself could want. There is access to shopping, subspace message stations, a few quality vendors, drinks, dancing, and dabo. That Lita hologram is really something. Makes me want to get a handful of her pixels, if you know what I mean. Ha. My partner and I took this place over a few months ago. It was an abandoned piece of space junk then, but with some hard work and careful financial planning, we'll make it a pleasure destination to rival Risa or Casperia Prime. Never been to Casperia Prime. Abandoned? Who built this station? Humans, I think. But history has never been my thing. The present is where the Latinum is. I know the station was built in the mid-23rd century and served as a trading post and supply station for colony ships and military vessels. Then the House of Duras owned it for a while, but they gave it up in the 2370s. It was empty until my partners and I arrived. Do you know we had to spend 3 weeks scrubbing blood wine stains off the decks? Between that, the glob fly infestation, and voles in the computer circuitry, it's a wonder that we ever opened our doors for business. Okay, so I'm looking for someone. Finally the mission. Aren't we all? Me, I want a leggy Vulcan with a liberal attitude towards interspecies relations. So are you looking for someone in particular or just some company? Her name is Zemara. Do you know her? Oh yeah, I know Zemara. Maybe she's been here recently and maybe she hasn't. My memory is kind of hazy. Tell me where Zemara is or I will snap your spine. You know what? That's a pretty good attitude to have with a Ferengi, but I don't think he'll be that responsive. Perhaps we could make some sort of arrangement. Or it is imperative that I find Zemara. You need to tell me what you know. Well, Ferengi, so arrangement time. Yeah, I'm sure we can. In fact, I feel my memory clearing up already. I tell you what, I know you Starfleet types aren't big on Latinum, but what you do have are skills and the willingness to get your hands dirty. That's what I need right now. Our replicators are on the fritz. Maybe it's the whole power system, because the lights are going wonky too, but little blue mood lightning isn't a big problem for me as big a problem for me as unfilled drink orders. Go to the cargo bay and get my replicators working. By the time you're done, I'm sure I will have remembered where I last saw Zemara. Okay. Now I think we can actually skip You know, the fun thing, of course, is that she is right here, and we have the name tag, but quest mechanics. So we have to go to the cargo bay, and we have to do a little bit of a puzzle thing. I'll try to keep this one short, but I will read a couple of lines from it. Scan station replicators. Okay, run diagnostic. Actions available. Replicators are offline due to diminished function of electroplasma distribution network. Run diagnostic on the distribution network. 30% drop in power reported on deck 1. Replicators are offline until power fluctuations are repaired. What is the cause of loss of power on deck 1? Unknown. What must be done to restore the power on deck 1? Power must be rerouted through some systems here. We have hollow suites, gravity control, replicators, environmental controls, and defensive grid. Okay. So let's talk to our engineering team. Hail engineering team. Captain, the biggest problem you're going to have repairing anything on this station is the age of the system and the general lack of maintenance. Torzana was built in the mid-23rd century, and many of the systems on the station haven't had a major update in more than a century, so you're dealing with an EPS system that just can't handle the strain of running modern equipment like replicators. I did some digging in our database and I found a log made by Starfleet Corps of Engineers officers who visited the station in the early 24th century and made repairs to the EPS system. The log says that you need to regulate the power flow by routing it through various subsystems. It's almost like you're using those systems as ancient circuit breakers. What do you suggest? The first thing you should try is scanning some of the damaged systems and power couplings in the cargo bay. You should learn more about how to properly realign the relays. Okay, now I'm gonna do the scans, but I'm not gonna read them. Power connection network. There you go. Scan replicator power relays. You can pause the video if you want to read this in the VOD on YouTube. I'm gonna scan the gravity control. Now, I hope I don't completely embarrass myself, but I should know the solution to this puzzle already. Unless I completely mess it up, in which case we will have to go back and read all this stuff for reals. Ooh, let's see what this is. Burned out power couplings. Oops, bless me. That wasn't healthy at all. Give me a second, please. And back. Okay. Probably that sneeze is an omen that I will mess this puzzle up, but we will see in about a couple of seconds. Scan this thing. And we're missing one scan. Oh, this thing right here. Okay. Hey, Jabek. Going good, thanks. How's it going for you? Jabek or J-Bake? Jay from Men in Black Bakes. That could be an interesting YouTube series. So, let's see. Where do I need to start this? I think we do replicators, environmental controls, and we do gravity controls. I'm not entirely sure about this, so don't quote me. 4, 5, and 6. So we do defensive grid. Power rerouted successfully. I think then we need environmental controls again. Yes, and then replicators again. Yep, there we go. I've done this particular puzzle plenty of times because it's usually part of an event where you get some special rewards and you can choose one of many missions, and this one is one of the missions you can choose, and you can do this one really fast if you know the puzzle. So I usually do that one and it's kind of a daily thing when that particular type of event is running. This mission is like at the beginning of the game. Yes, it kind of is. I mean, I'm only level 14, and I've just started this engineering alt. So, trying to get him from level 1 to basically level 60 as a series sort of thing. Report to Belan. Welcome to Drazana Station, the home of the finest libations and pleasures. Okay. And your replicators... Oh, wait a minute. Lights. What's wrong with the lights? How should I know? I'm a bartender, not an engineer. The lights started going crazy a few days ago, which was terrible timing. We're getting more business than normal because of the comet, and the last thing I need is a critical systems failure. The 193rd rule of acquisition says that trouble comes in threes. The lights, the replicators, what's next? An invasion of Davidians. Have you seen anything strange around here? It's nothing. Old station, bad lighting. Maybe your eyes were playing tricks on you. How long has it been since you had a physical? But it's probably nothing. No, I'm sure it's nothing. Don't worry about it. They. Your replicators are working. They are, and I am exceedingly pleased by your generous offer to help repair them for no compensation. I can't let you go away empty-handed though. How about I give you a 15% discount on drinks and souvenirs for an amount of time to be determined by management? Probably something like 5 minutes by knowing Ferengi. We had a deal, the replicators for information about Zemara. Fine, a deal's a deal, right? Never let it be said that I'll cheat a valued customer like yourself. Personally, I don't know why you're so interested in her. She's a looker, but just try talking to her. She's more paranoid than an Obsidian Order agent in a room full of Tal Shiar. Which is funny because she is a spy. Zemara usually hangs out near the Dabo tables. Keep an eye out for a looker wearing purple. You can't miss her. Find Zemara. Alrighty. And we already know that Zemara is right there. So, talk to Zemara. Be careful, they're watching. They who? Shh! Keep your voice down. I'm being watched. I've seen too many familiar faces in the crowd, and there are shadows. Watchers in the dark. I see them out of the corner of my eye when they think I'm not looking, but I'm always looking. When the lights change, there they are. Spooky. I was sent to help you. You weren't sent to help me, you were sent to watch me. Drake needs me to keep feeding information to Starfleet intelligence. The Klingons come here and they drink and they talk. It's amazing the bits of information you can pick up around a Dabo table. Everything, even the smallest detail, is important. Captain Jarod was in here last week. He ordered blood wine, an entire bottle of the 2309 vintage, to be exact. That business with the House of Torg must have upset him more than we know. When Jarod's happy, he drinks Warnog. Interesting. Tell me more about what happened with the House of Torg. Torg was one of the High Council until he made a play to destroy the House of Martok. He was partially successful. Muven, son of Drex, is dead. The house has no heir unless Drex takes a new mate and fathers a new son. But Martok's widow is wise. Her son Drex was off fighting in the war, so Lady Cirella called in KDF officers to defend her house. They exposed Torg's treachery, and Jimpak was forced to discommendate him. This is actually a mission in the Klingon side, which you can do if you play a KDF officer. As to why that would make Jarod unhappy, Torg raised Jarod after his mother died. Now he is an outcast and his house has fallen. Jarod cannot speak to him without losing his own honor. Okay, what can I do to help you? Find out who is watching me. I am not safe here. The Klingons are looking for me. They know someone has been feeding intelligence to Starfleet. The ghosts are always watching. Their eyes are hungry. Yesterday they surrounded a drunken Klingon. Now he's dead. They will find me when the blue light shines, and then I'll disappear. I know what the ghosts are. How could you know that? You may think you know. You may even have readings in your tricorder that you think you are right. But you don't know. How could you know? I'm here every day. They watch me, and I watch them. I can take you someplace safe. No, they're everywhere. They're watching. We've been here too long. Someone will notice that we're together. Go do something else. Play Dabo. I'll contact you when I'm ready, when it's safe. Suddenly overacting. Okay. I think I deserve an Academy Award for that line, that series of lines, though. So get on that. Voting. Anyone? Everyone? Okay. Viewer count is dropping. Maybe it wasn't that good. Okay. Talk to the nervous Ferengi. No, I think that's some other quest. Play Dabo. Okay.
Spin the wheel and win. Oh wow, you're doing great.
So we're not gonna go through the Dabo tutorial. Basically, play Dabo, and you need, I think, let's just place our bets real fast. We will. Let's just bet 100 credits. So, if I'm not mistaken, you need the symbols on the 3 lines to match up next to one of your selections. There are also combinations that will give you something. A combination of 2, maybe some symbol. I don't really know, but it's not that important right now. Was that a... Close enough. I couldn't wait for you to get that lucky. We would have been here all night, pretty much. Zamara wants me to give you a message. She wants you to know if you're interested in finding out what's really going on here at Rosanna Station, you need to check out the lower levels. I have an access code for you that will get you past the security doors. If you want to talk to her again, I suggest you collect your winnings and catch her before she leaves. Okay? Turn to Zemara. Talk to Zemara. Be careful, they're watching. Are you ready to talk now? You don't need to worry about me. I'm going to leave this place to the ghosts. They seem to belong here more than we do. I've booked passage on a ship. You don't need to know which one. Just tell Drake that he'll keep getting his intel one way or another. Good luck, Grimo. You're going to need it. Pretty much. Captain, there were Davidians in the Donatu system. Now you've found evidence of them again on Rosanna Station. Obviously, they're using the neutral zone as some sort of feeding ground, and that puts dozens of worlds at risk. I've requested sensors data from ships closest to the comet's current location for analysis, but that is only half of our problem. If properties of the comet are somehow easing the Davidians' entry into this area of space, how do we stop them? Recommendations. The closest research facility is on Deep Space K7. I recommend that we consult with the team there. Alrighty. Greenwood the Goblin needs more targets to explode. Okay, let's go. It can be a little bit bothersome when you are on a ground level. You need to go to space and then you need to go to sector. So, yeah. Let's see. Deep Space K7 is over here. If you were KDF actually do the same missions, and then you will need to go to Ganalda system. There's a KDF station there, research station. Some quests are in common with the factions, some are unique, but that's I think that's the event ship that you can win if you do the quests I keep talking about that are running right now. It's a tier 6 ship, so I'll definitely be looking into it, but not really relevant right now. What's this? Fuse armor, eh? That's oh no, that's when you look at these modules and stuff in space, they show you different values because they get calculated. Some of them get calculated dependent on space damage values. So this does more damage because something in the code pretends that it's actually a starship weapon. So it doesn't actually do that much damage on ground. Though we will check. The Federation-based Deep Space K7 orbits Sherman's Planet, a developed world that was the site of agricultural pioneering by the Federation during the 23rd century. Deep Space K7 continues to be a hub of strange events and occasional tribble sightings. Tribbles. There are actually tribbles in the game, of course. You can get them and they will give you buffs if you pet them. Some give you back health, some give you damage resistance, damage buffs, depends on the tribble. Okay. Oops, let's go full impulse. Dock. This is a nice station. I rather like the aesthetic. Okay, so who do we need to see here? Looks like we need to head down that corridor. At Club K7? Huh. Strange. Consult Lieutenant Calapo. Run, little goblin, run! Run your tiny little legs off. Huh, even that guy is taller than me. Even this guy is taller than me. Look at him, shorty. Let's see. Oh. Turbo lift to lab. Ah, I see. We have a medical officer. It's actually interesting to note. You saw that guy teleporting in there. Sometimes you can see an officer like this one. You can see his face. He has got like a short haircut. He's a human, but at certain times they actually switch these officers around. So there will be another model of officer, of NPC, fulfilling the same role. They actually have shifts, which is interesting. I don't know if it applies to all NPCs, but some do, and that's rather nice. So let's talk to Lieutenant Calapo. How can I help you? Tell me about yourself. Do you know Franklin Drake? Let's go through this. Tell me about yourself. I grew up on trading ships, making supply runs in the Bolian sector. It was exciting, but it was crazy too. I never knew where I was going to be, or if my parents were going to have enough platinum to keep the ship flying. Then there was that time with the Orion pirates, and let's just say it wasn't the best environment for a child. All I've ever wanted was stability. Well, I know the feeling. I used to envy the kids on the colony worlds we served. For a while, I even thought about becoming a farmer. I wanted to wake up at the same time every day, go to the same job every day. I even eat the same food most days. I like working on a starbase. It has a little bit of unpredictability, but every night my quarters are there waiting for me, and they're always in the same place. Do you know Franklin Drake? That's the guy that gave us this quest. I have had dealings with him in the past. I think he's some sort of military strategist. He visits here from time to time, although Commander Wildman is never too thrilled to see him. He's always treated me well, though, so I don't have any reason to dislike him. What has Franklin Drake asked you to do? Mostly he wants updates on our research projects. Last week he was asking me all sorts of questions about the synchronic distortion prototype rifle. We work with prototypes of new equipment here. I'll bang on something for months to find out all of its advantages and problems before it is sent into the field to be used by Starfleet. Even then, it takes years of more testing and iteration before something becomes standard fleet issue, and most equipment never makes it that far. There are hundreds of inventions that just don't work, or they don't work the way we want them to. Those failures are then broken down and their components are recycled. We have to keep everything secure. If the Romulans or the Klingons got their hands on what we are working on here, they could learn a lot about our technology. Tell me more about the synchronic distortion prototype rifle. That was a complete disaster. The basic design came out of Memory Alpha, and it was intended to detect and damage cloaked opponents. Someone there got an idea that the Romulans were developing personal cloaking devices, even though the power needs of something like that would be incredible. Ironically, there actually are personal cloaking devices in STO, in Star Trek Online. I recommended against sending it to field testing, but it went anyway. The crew of the USS DeWitt interesting, had some luck in modifying one for use as a hand weapon, but their prototype was destroyed when the ship was lost in the neutral zone. Oopsies. I hadn't thought about it again until Drake asked about it. So, same name as Booker DeWitt from BioShock, but this game definitely came out before that, and so did the missions, I do believe. So that's not really a reference, but it's an interesting, funny gag. There are Davidians in the neutral zone. So that explains why Drake was interested in the prototype. It was a complete failure at detecting polarization cloaks. But if I added a phase modulator and reversed the polarity, these modifications should be no problem, Grimo. And when I'm done, this beam will pack quite a punch against phase-shifted Davidians. I'll forward the weapon on to Drake as soon as I'm done. Be careful, the Davidians won't stop. I'm afraid we will have to be ready to fight. Okay, message from ship. Captain, we've done what we can for Zemara. We have the information we need about the Davidians, and Lieutenant Kalapo is working on a weapon we can use to fight them. I suggest that we report back to Drake and see what he has to say. He's never very forthcoming with his information, but the more we know about him and his operations, the more we'll learn about Section 31. Are you ready to leave the system now? Report to Franklin Drake. Food unlocked. You now can purchase Comet cocktails at Rosanna Station. Silly. Okay. Food unlocked. Leave the system. Okay. Food unlocked. Oh, I wish it was that simple in real life. Unlock the food. Now you can replicate the food. Excellent. Let's go back to system space and turn in the mission. Might have to do some serious grinding to get this guy to level 60 in a month, but we will do it. We will do it. Okay. Report to my contact. Good work. Zemara may think she has slipped my noose, but I have ways of keeping tabs on her. I take special care to know all about people in whom I have an interest. But you already know that, don't you, Grimo? Wink wink. Threatening tone of voice. The ghosts that Zemara mentioned concern me, however. You already encountered the Davidians once. It's likely that they are on Rosanna Station as well, and I won't let them use Federation citizens as food. Lieutenant Kalapo has completed work on the synchronic distortion prototype rifle. It should help you when you are ready to enter the lower levels of the Rosanna. Drake out. Okay, let's see, how much damage does this do? Probably 48 damage, anti-proton damage. Crit severity bonus. We could do this. Let's see how these match to what we currently have on our ship. Current. Maximum warp factor, warp 8. Yeah, that's a pretty good improvement. Sector space travel and full impulse. Or we can get the synchronic proton distortion prototype assault rifle, which all in all doesn't really do that much damage. But I think the Davidians are vulnerable to anti-proton damage. Proton and anti-proton damage. So that might help us in the mission, but it will only help one person. And this one, getting a better warp core will improve our mission in sectors, our speed in sector space, which will make things a lot less painful when we're traveling to places. Okay. So see you in the next mission.